All right, today we're going to do Chapter 6, Section 1, the causes of World War I.
There was a time when Europe was a pleasant place, with a well-based economy and commerce. It didn't last very long because of bitter competition between Britain and Germany.
Ho there, scallywag! I had the largest raw materials industry in all of Europe. Just try to take me. Ha ha ha! With our revolutionary ideas, we will leave you in the deuce.
And the tension got worse with each passing day.
Is our super secret alliance still on? Of course. Who's there? What's the password? Hopscotch. Oh, it's just you, Italy. We were just discussing the super secret triple alliance between the three of us. It's still on, yes? But of course! Our super secret alliance has been around since 1882. It cannot be broken.
They didn't realize how important the Triple Alliance would be, or what competition lay ahead.
So the last two peace conferences didn't work. What do we do now? Sacre bleu! I think something is going on between Germany, Italy, and Austria-Hungary. No peace conference is going to solve this. We need allies in case of any emergency. Tip-top idea, good chap. The three of us will form a not-so-secret alliance. Then triple entente. With any luck, they will feel threatened by our existence. Ha ha ha! Hey, hey, hey! We are all powerful!
Or so they thought. But these alliances were only the beginning.
We are the best. We are the best. Hey, you! Wave that flag with more enthusiasm, or I'll send you to Siberia! Aha, chaps! It seems we're the rulers of Europe. Best country of all, in fact. Aha!
But when push came to shove, it all came down to land.
We are the best. Yes, we are the best. Ha ha ha! What a joke! I have the largest colony with land all over the world. Ha ha ha! Well, once I get my hands on Morocco, you will wish you never said that. Germany! We've been through this before. Morocco is mine. Now, give me Alsace-Lorraine. You know it's rightfully mine. Nice try, birdie. That land was won in the War of 1870 to 1871. It's ours.
You think you got it bad? Serbia, Montenegro, Bulgaria, and I finally won over Turkey. Now they're telling me I can't have the best land.
Greece, no one cares about your petty problems.
He may have been right, but that didn't change how tense Europe had become. Militarism had set in, and now the countries were arming themselves heavier than ever in case of a war.
Everything is perfect. Europe is all on the brink of war. All we need is a trigger, sir.
Serbia's chance had come. The Archduke of Austria-Hungary, Franz Ferdinand, was visiting the Serbian city of Sarajevo.
You shot our Archduke! I'm your worst nightmare.
Austria-Hungary sent a note to the Serbians demanding that the assassin be punished, and that Austro-Hungarian police could patrol the streets of Serbia. Serbia's reply was not what the Austro-Hungarians wanted to hear.
That's it! War on Serbia! Here, Russia, we declare war on you. And France, watch your back, we're coming after you. Pfft, Germany, I can take you. In fact, Austria-Hungary, I'll take you on too. Both of you, bring it on. France, I'll save you. You're mine, Germany. The battle has begun. Italy, we could use some help right about now. You were brought to this honor yourselves. I'm out of here. Ciao, bella.
And so it was. World War I had begun.
Let's talk about some of the causes of World War I that you will need to know. Four that I would like you to need to know. Imperialism, contest for colonies. Nationalism, pride in your country. Militarism, raising up your army, building tanks, airplanes, machine guns, artillery, submarines. Alliances, people that had your back, other countries that had your back, and no country wanted to be seen as a coward, so if you went to war, they were going to go to war with you. Economic competition, the contest for colonies and looking for trade and opening up new markets was key. Heightened tensions. This small part of France here, the Alsace-Lorraine, once belonged to France, but there was a war in 1870 to 71 between some German states and France, and Germany won that battle and claimed this land, and well, France wants it back. This can lead to tension. Again, the causes of the war. Nationalism. You're devoted to your country. You're proud of your country. You want it to do well. Imperialism. Contest for other countries that we talked about with, America and the Spanish-American War. Militarism. Growing up your army, building up your army, more ships, more planes, more machine guns. And of course, alliances, which we'll talk more about here in a little bit. If you looked at Europe back on a map in 1914, you saw the big countries of Germany and Austria-Hungary. If you look at a map today, you see many, many countries because they've always been divided by mountains, so you had different ethnic groups, and they wanted their independence, but some of these countries didn't want to let them have it. Imperialism, again, contest for raw materials, markets, manufacturing goods that can be transported back to your home country. If you look at this map, you can see that countries wanting to spread their empire, especially into Africa and parts of Southeast Asia, were key resources for markets. Militarism, again, increasing your military spending, building up your army. And again, if everyone starts building up your army, your neighbor builds up your army, you're going to build up your army, you're going to use it. Here's a factory where they're making bombs in a factory, kind of using assembly line type of style. Here's a chart that was in your book. As you can see, at the beginning of the war, Germany had quite a few troops, 200,000 per men here, and many battleships compared to the rest of the countries. Of course, we're in a war that has new technologies, such as your steel ships, your battleships, warships that will be destructive. Your alliances. There was one called the Triple Entente. It was France, Britain, and Russia. Triple Entente. And then you had the Triple Alliance, later be known as the Central Powers. Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy was part of it too, but Italy would back out before the war started. Later they would actually join the Allies, which were France, Britain, and Russia. But later the Ottoman Empire would join the side of the Central Powers. If you look at this little cartoon, you can kind of see how this war all started. Austria-Hungary gets mad at Serbia because of the assassination of the Archduke, which we'll talk about later. Russia gets mad at Austria because they have a treaty with Serbia and they're ethnically connected. Germany has Austria's back, and so they'll attack Russia, and so on. There's France and Britain and so on. And you can see why alliances get you into trouble. Again, here's the Triple Alliance, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. And here's the Triple Entente, France, Great Britain, and Russia. Now when you look at this map, which alliance is going to be in trouble? If you look on a map of Europe, Austria and Hungary and Germany are in the middle. And they're going to have to fight a two-front war, which will be their demise. Being surrounded by your enemy is not good. So, why was Europe at the brink of war in 1914? Again, militarism, alliances, imperialism, and nationalism. And you can spell the word Main, M-A-I-N. Main causes, militarism, alliances, imperialism, nationalism. Again, all countries had reasons to go to war. Some economic, some for imperialistic ideas, for gaining more land, and it was just a matter of time. And the spark on the fire was the Archduke Franz Ferdinand. He's next in line. If you're the Archduke, you're the next in line to the throne, to a kingdom, a territory. And he was next in line to be the king of Austria-Hungary. But he was killed, along with his wife, in Serbia. And it happened to be that he was killed by this man, a 19-year-old, a teenager, started this war, Gavrilo Princip. He was a Serbian, and he was upset that Austria-Hungary had come down into their territory and taken some of their their land that they believed belonged to Serbia. If I go back to this map here, this is where the assassination happened. And Serbia, who became independent not too long ago, believed that this land, which is now Bosnia, belonged to them because they were ethnically Serbs. Austria-Hungary had a difference of opinion. Germany in this war, again, building up their military and navy, they wanted a war. And they told Austria-Hungary, who was their alliance, saying, hey, if you need to go to war with Serbia or anybody, we have your back. Austria-Hungary delivered an ultimatum. An ultimatum is a list of demands to Serbia. Serbia did agree to most of the demands, but some of the demands were, you got to pay this amount of money, and your troops, Austria-Hungarian troops, have to roam the cities of Serbia, and we have to get rid of this terrorist group that killed our Archduke. And well, Serbia didn't want soldiers running around in their streets, so Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. And at the same time, so does Germany. So the war begins, the Great War, as sometimes they call it. The Germans were quick to respond. They knew that France was an alliance, an ally of Russia. Russia was starting to mobilize, and Germany told them to quit mobilizing. But they did not, obviously. So Germany declares war on Russia, but also declared war on France, knowing that France was an ally of Russia. Germany doesn't want to fight a two-front war, so they came up with this plan called the Schieffelin Plan, where they would go through the country of Belgium and to France, conquer France quickly, get their army back over here to Russia on the Eastern Front, and they would only have to worry about Russia and not fight a two-front war. That was a pretty good idea. But when they went through Belgium, they ticked off another country, including Belgium, obviously. Belgium's army put up a pretty good fight, and they stopped the German army. And the French were able to get all their men into taxi cabs, onto horses, and up to the front lines, up to this river called the Marne River. The Belgian army was destroyed, and their cities were destroyed, and things happened to their women and children, and because of the atrocities that happened in Belgium, this is going to upset Americans, but it really upset this country up here, Great Britain, who had a treaty with Belgium and also had a treaty with France, and then declared war on Germany. So now you have your countries. You have your triple entente of Germany, France, and Russia against the triple alliance, which were at the time Austria-Hungary and Germany. Italy, again, later would switch sides. Where's this war going to be fought and won? Well, there'll be two fronts, a Western Front and an Eastern Front. The Western Front is critical because whoever wins the Western Front, that is where the war will be won. Casualties were high because of the technology. Trench warfare was new, and with the new types of weapons that were being used, death was going to occur. You got machine guns, fire 600 rounds per minute. Tanks, that could be destructive, even though they were rarely used because they were slow and got stuck. Airplanes, of course, we're watching a movie about airplanes and machine guns and dropping bombs on the enemy. Poison gas, you can't see poison gas, you can't smell poison gas, but if it does occur, you become blind or death occurs. Huge artillery guns that could shoot, 10, 11, 12 miles away. That's like shooting a gun from Nevada and hitting aims with these artillery weapons that they had at the time. Here's some pictures of gas masks. Of course, were invented after poison gas. And you put gas masks on dogs too because sometimes they carried your messages in between the trenches. Here's a picture of tanks. They look a little bit different from what tanks look like today. But sometimes they were used to obviously provide protection for the troops. Airplanes, machine guns, U-boats, another name for U-boat, submarines are U-boats. That was a scary technology at the time, an underwater boat. The Zeppelin, used by the Germans, an air power machine that could drop bombs. Flamethrowers, grenade launchers, poison gas, machine guns. Again, you have chlorine gas and mustard gas causing internal, external bleeding, destroying your respiratory system. If you just got a small dose, usually you were just